and Eddie, hi, good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Wanted to take a moment to go through the design. I finally had a chance to finish out all the details late last night, so I wanted to put it together this morning to be able to show you the two options that we're considering. In terms of functionality, look, appearance, they're both going to accomplish the same thing, but how we get there, two different ways, two different finished looks, and you guys may have a preference for one versus the other. So just wanted to dive right in and let you know. So this is using the ShelfGenie line of products. This is going to be with our classic package. This is the one that is the lifetime warranty. It's the middle of the road. It's got the waterproof, scratch resistant melamine bottoms, 100-pound load rating per shelf. The slightly cleaner wood look on there too. I priced this along with what I'm going to show you in the kitchen together, or I should say with the same product line. Let me rephrase that. But in order to do this, one thing that's a little bit different that I had to do is to create this clearance here, and you can probably go see from that space, is I have to do some kind of vertical partition that allows me to clear this doorway here, because I have to be able to mount that left side or of the rail assembly to something. And so I'm gonna have to do a vertical component here. It gives you a long skinny space to store things. I don't know what, could be umbrellas, could be other things, but you do have that there as well. And what I'm recommending is the bottom two drawers, they are going to be 5 inches tall. So you can see here, it's going to pull out that full 20-inch depth. Then the next two, I've got a low profile in the front, which is 2.5 inches. Although here this is a little inaccurate as far as how it shows. It shows a 7-inch back. I'm recommending a 5-inch back. Our software doesn't update to that newer option. So it's going to go from what we call a single height here to a double height in the back, which matches this height profile in the back. Same thing here. And the logic is that as it gets at waist, I shouldn't say waist level, it gets like kind of at your shoulder, sternum, eye level up through there. We want to be able to see into that space. And if I make this too tall, then I can't see into it. But you've got some things that are taller that maybe have a tendency to top. I went back and looked at the pictures of different things that you have. I don't want things to fall off the back if we make this shallow all the way around. Now we can, but that's just my opinion in terms of how we would want to approach the design and looking at that. Okay, so that's what we would do there. Now, if we look at the other option, well, before I do that, let me show you this area to the right of the refrigerator. So what I'm looking at here is we'll do a 5-inch unit on the bottom, a 2.5 unit on the top. And the reason for the difference on the 2.5 on the top, I like this one particularly when we have a lot of cookware that maybe has handles and things. You can let those handles hang over this shorter profile lip, and then it allows you to nest things a little bit more effectively in that space as opposed to having the deeper unit. Now we can do deeper if we want to. I just know in my personal preference and how I use this at my home, and typically the design recommendation, that's what I usually offer up to clients as well. So that's what we recommended there. That stays the same no matter which way we go. I don't have a closet product option for this, but I do for the pantry. So let's dive right into that. So if we use our closet line of products, what I need to do in this situation, we would take that whole assembly out. I'm going at a similar height profile that you have currently. I think it's right at 80 inches. It's going to be 20 inches deep here, so everything's just to match there. Now you're going to have a separate partition on the left and right hand side where you can have hanging items. It doesn't have to. We can drop one side all the way down and make it like little storage cubicles or things like that with adjustable shelving if you wanted. But based upon the width that you had currently for the jackets and things, I felt like you needed all of that space for that type of item. So you can have the jackets on one side or other things on the other. So you can separate that whatever makes the most sense. You'll have open space down below. And you can see here, it's hard to tell, but this does not go all the way to the floor. I can make it go to the floor, but I think that's somewhat restrictive at times. And so this is elevated at 12 inches off the floor. And what's nice is you can have a big mat underneath here if you wanted. It can be for shoes and things like that as you come and go from the home. It can really help make it a little bit easier to organize. And then what you have up here is, because the drawer system starts a little bit lower than what you currently have, and will still do 4, you've got some space here that's more accessible and easier to put some big bulky things. And in fact, you can put some big bulky things in this top drawer there too. So I like that option as far as how it's going to be able to help you utilize that space. It really comes down to what you guys like the most, and quite honestly, they're very similar in terms of pricing. So let's go into that. Okay, so this is the ShelfGenie wood tone color. So it's the Baltic birch, the first one I showed you there. If you do both the kitchen area and the pantry, you're looking at 3448. The biggest piece is materials at 2,900, labor at 33 or 331, and then delivery fee of 132. Breaking it down with that same classic package here, what I wanted to show you is, and you can look at page 29 of your booklet to refresh your memory, because we do have a basic package. Now, keep in mind, this price can drop if you decide to go with the basic package. But the pantry itself is $2389.19, and then the kitchen is $1,065. So that gives you that total of $3448 that's shown here. So keep in mind, this pantry is $2389. So let's go take a look at the other. So here, if we look at the closet line of products with the white that I showed you, we're looking at $2283.11. So you can see the breakdown of labor and delivery. I did do a discount of the labor discount, so that way if you decided to go this route, we're factoring in two product lines, which is the closet product line, and this would be if you did the kitchen stuff as well. So that's where I included that discount there. So that is again for this particular product line here. So you can see some of the details on it. But, and that's all in the attachment as well. So I wanted to make sure you had all of that information in front of you. You guys could kind of decide what made the most sense if you lean one way or the other. Again, two very good options. I think you'd be pleased with either one. One of them starts afresh here. One of them kind of uses the existing. Honestly, this one's easier for me because it's less tear out and stuff there too. But I can see the appeal of the other as well. So take a look. Let me know what you think. If we need to tweak or change design, tell me if I'm on budget, if there's anything that needs to be reconsidered there, if you had something you had in mind. But I'm dedicated to and committed to making this work for you guys. So just let me know, and I look forward to being able to help you guys out in your home. Thank you so much.